was that about, Mike?
Oh, he was just giving me strange looks, so I was trying to suss out what he was thinking, you know, and he, I don't know.
He muttered something when he went by, but
I couldn't quite tell if he was antagonistic or Forrest, you know, I don't know. I was just doing my best.
Mike, we're here in Fall River. This is day 8 of 13. We had a newspaper photographer out here this morning.
Yeah. Yeah, we marched around the banner, and I think he got good pictures, right? So he talked to David. He did an interview with David, so that was good.
Yep.
For a little video for the article.
Bloodstained Men should be on in the news again.
Yeah.
Mike Hackett, ladies and gentlemen, Bloodstained Man road crew from West Virginia. And you'll be seeing more of Mike in the future, ladies and gentlemen. Fall River, Massachusetts, ladies and gentlemen, day 8 of the New England circumcision crisis protest with Bloodstained Men. Linda is watching. There's a honk of support, thumbs up. Honk of support, ladies and gentlemen. Thumbs up on honk of support. Looks like Corrine is across the street handing an info card. Talking to someone at the stoplight there. There's Dara and Catherine. Christina Love. Daniel Bryce. David Atkinson. This is Brother K reporting live from the front lines, ladies and gentlemen, of the New England circumcision crisis protests. Day 8 of 13. We will be in New Bedford, Massachusetts this afternoon. We are in Fall River, Massachusetts this morning. Christina Love giving a man an info card there. Christina Love, we've gotten a pretty good reaction and reception from the public here in Fall River, Massachusetts. Day 8 of 13 on the New England Circumcision Crisis Protest Tour.
Yeah, it's a great day out here. There were a few police SUVs, but they, oh, you got that outside camera, right? But they all just, you know, drove past. They must have been doing their own thing. And lots of people have taken info cards, like largely pedestrians. Some people in cars, though, like this fella who just rolled down his window and said, "What does that mean?" Yeah, and, you know, lots of cell phones being held up to take photos.
And Christina, we had the news media out here earlier today.
Exactly.
I'm getting the, I'm going to get the, this background while we talk to you.
Sorry. Extremely profitable, like $2 billion industry in this country. Doctors profit, hospitals sometimes profit, then also additional doctors can profit from, he's doing a Facebook Live right now.
Oh, okay.
From revisions, and then later on, lube and Viagra, and
I heard of this. Oh, sorry, because on TikTok I was learning that in some cultures they do this on girls too, and I know this is their tradition and stuff, and I know that it affects them early on. But when I was first looking it up, it brought up that they also do this to males, and I never understood why. Because I don't know, messing with someone's like private areas is just unnecessary,
right?
And I like your outfit because I've seen pro-choice protesters doing the same thing, and I also agree with that because as someone who's AFAB,
I can't remember
assigned female at birth.
Okay.
Like it affects everyone, and I don't think someone's religious beliefs or any belief should have a physical impact or even mentally. But this is mostly like a physical impact on someone's body that can affect them for the rest of their life. Exactly.
You're a very smart young person.
Yes, because I was just driving by here and I was like, oh my god, I was literally just looking this up yesterday, and like I always wanted to know for men, like why they did this to their penises. It affects everyone.
So that exactly, when you said all those points, you hit it right on the head. But the thing is that most men were cut, or anywhere in the world, but the most happens in the U.S. and then among Muslims and Jewish people. They did not choose it for themselves. Just like you said, it's forced upon babies.
Yes.
So then, once these men, like the men you see out here, learn what they're missing, and they're angry about what they're missing, what was stolen from them, and they want it back, like they can't do anything. There is Foreskin restoration, but they can never get back what they had at birth, right?
Yeah.
So that's why they're out here on these streets, and myself as well, to try to wake up the American public, to just get more and more parents to say, no way, I'm not going to do this to my son.
And ladies and gentlemen, you can see these are the kind of productive, interesting conversations that we have on the front lines. I'm going to cross the street. Melissa Kay says, intelligent young women, young people are sometimes the most... Yes, it's so true, Melissa. And ladies and gentlemen, introduce you to Corrine Corrine, do you want to talk to us for a few minutes?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Let me reverse the camera then, so that this side of the screen has the good microphone. So, and then let's turn this way so we
can keep working.
I don't know. Well, I don't know if the sun. Yeah, no, that
Oh,
works.
there we
I
go.
can see
That's
you. Yeah.
better.
Ladies and gentlemen, Corrine. Corrine, tell us about yourself and why you're out here.
So my name is Corrine. I have 2 sons and a daughter. And I knew before I had my first baby that cutting infant genitals is wrong. It's a sex crime. And I want to make sure that everybody knows that, so that my children don't have to stand out here and picket to educate people.
How did you know that?
I think common sense and like my mother instinct knew that. But I continued to research. Like, I knew that it was wrong when I first was trying to get pregnant, whether I was going to have a boy or a girl.
Did you have any fights with friends, relatives, doctors, etc.?
I've lost a lot of friends.
Wow.
And in the hospital, my first son was born at the hospital. My younger 2 were born at home. They asked me.
So you have 3 sons.
I have 2 sons and a daughter,
2
all
sons and a daughter.
intact. All 3 of my children have their foreskin. And
parenthetically, many people don't understand that girls also have foreskin.
that's right.
The
Yep.
clitoral hood.
Yep,
Same
absolutely.
thing.
And
All right,
my sons deserve their whole body as much as my daughter does.
So that's interesting. You've lost a lot of friends. Any particular friend or episode come to mind?
It's really actually heartbreaking because it's hard to stay close with someone who believes that this is okay, who believes that it's all right to sexually assault a brand new baby and change their lives forever. It's not medicine.
What about family members?
I've been really fortunate that my family, my own mother has even shared some Bloodstained Men posts.
Wow.
I'm so incredibly overwhelmed
What's her name?
with gratitude.
Give her a shout out.
My mom is Noreen and she's amazing.
Hello, Noreen, and thank you, Noreen, for sharing and supporting Bloodstained Men. That's awesome.
She loves her grandbabies, so.
Yeah. And Corrine, parents love moms and dads, but moms have a special bond. That baby has come out of your body. American moms are being deceived and betrayed.
And that's the
It's
thing.
heartbreaking. It's enraging. It's infuriating.
It's just not fair, and I can't tell you how many moms I've talked to that find out after the fact and the hard way when something goes wrong. And the other part of it is sometimes they're not going to know until their child is already a grown man.
And he may not tell them
And
either.
he's not going to tell his mom
And he may
that
not
it
know.
hurts every time I get an erection and I can't be intimate with my partner.
Isn't that amazing? And we see it all the time.
And it breaks my heart. Breaks my heart because that's failed marriages in our country, right? Number 1 thing that ends a relationship.
So you're out here with Bloodstained Men in Fall River?
Yeah.
Fall River, Massachusetts today.
Yeah. Educating people. I've given out so many cards. I can't tell you how many people have said thank you. Thank you for what we're doing. One gentleman said it's too late for me, and I said, will you take a card and pass it on maybe your sons, your grandsons, your friends' children? He's like, I absolutely will, and I gave him 2 cards. And I believe that he will share that information. What we're doing is making a difference.
Thank you, Corrine. Thank you for joining Bloodstained Men on the front lines of the struggle for human rights in the United States. We have no moral ground to stand on to preach to other nations about human rights when we're abusing and violating
100%.
the rights of our own sons.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you for joining
Thank you, Brother
Bloodstained
Kay.
Men and their friends on the front lines of the struggle for human rights in the United States. Thank you, Corrine.
Thank you.
Corrine Pelland, ladies and gentlemen. Wait. Simon 10 Kate, Michael Park, thank you for watching. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here on the corner with Catherine Franklin looking at the intersection in front of us.
Hello.
Catherine, it's been a remarkable day here in Fall River.
Yes.
We had the media out here. That's always exhilarating for us because as hard as we work, we can only reach the people that that take the picture out here, share it on social media, the motorists and all the people passing by. But when the media comes out and does a story on us, it's really exhilarating because we know that tens of thousands of other people will see the protest.
That was great. And we got a couple locals that showed up to join us.
So I think I've reversed the camera.
Oh yeah, you did.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, it's going good. Great day, great weather, great town. It's always nice having the media here early.
What keeps you? You are just fueled all day long, Catherine Franklin. Your family supports you. Your family back home in Medford, Oregon, but you're a member of the Bloodstained Men Road Crew, and you give it 110% every day. What keeps you so highly motivated?
You know, as crazy as it sounds, I feel like there's a chance we really could end this. I know it sounds silly, but
it doesn't sound silly.
I keep seeing the positive change and seeing that people are coming around.
You think we can end this fast sooner than later?
Yes, I think that we can really end this. And it's motivating. The more positive response we get, it's just like that fuels me.
And ladies and gentlemen, I should tell you that Catherine Franklin does bring that level of optimism and hard work, the combination of optimism and hard work. And you make us believe, Catherine.
Thank you. The eternal optimist, right?
But ladies and gentlemen, that really brings it to the point that I always say, everyone's voice is powerful in this movement. You just have to use it.
Exactly. Yeah, anything you can do at home. Don't feel like you're alone. There's thousands of us.
And Catherine, you have a really interesting story just in terms of your history with Bloodstained Men. I would do lives like this. I think you started commenting and watching our lives back in 2015 or 16.
Years ago, yes.
And you started thinking, I want to tour with them. Mm-hmm. And you finally did, and here you are.
Right? So, you at home, you can do something and you can make positive changes and just reach out if you want to be on tour, Take the first steps.
And you're on Facebook, Catherine Franklin, and you are Bloodstained Men's tour advisor, so people can message you and find out more about going on tour with Bloodstained Men.
Yes, feel free to message me.
How will they find you on Facebook?
It's Catherine Franklin. Lots of mutual and activist friends.
Look for the mutuals.
Yes.
Thank you, Catherine Franklin.
Thank you.
Tour advisor for Bloodstained Men, ladies and gentlemen. Catherine Franklin from Medford, Oregon.
Bye, everyone. Laser work, perfect. It's not Genital, guys. You've been right. You can join us and be on the right side of history.
And I was looking around for Dara Connolly. Here she is over here.
Doesn't do this. Boys are born absolutely perfect, just like every mammal. Every mammal is born with foreskin for a reason.
And ladies and gentlemen, here's Dara Connolly. Dara, you have a few minutes to talk to us? I know you're hard at work here. Let me just I'll reverse the camera so that we can hear you. Let's get this intersection behind us.
Okay.
Dara, our audience just saw that as I was approaching you, you'd been talking to some men in a car. Do you want to tell us what happened there?
Yeah, I might get a little teary-eyed because it's a touchy subject, as you all know. That gentleman has a 2-year-old son who was circumcised. He thought that he didn't want to circumcise him when the baby was born. His fiance said, no, we have to. It's what we do. It's just what's done. And they did, and he felt that his son was botched, he said.
Wow.
And I gave him some information. I had a couple different organizations' cards in my bag.
Wow, so regret dad.
I don't know. I mean, he's thinking. His eyes, his gears were turning.
No, please do, sir. We're live on Facebook. Can we get just a 5-second soundbite from you? Yeah, no. Please do take the picture. Go ahead. And sir, we're live on Facebook. Tell us why you want to pick. I mean, just this is part of what we do.
I'm just interested in, you know,
All right.
what would make you guys do this?
Well, your local newspaper was out here talking to us earlier today,
Oh,
so
really?
that story will be in your news. But yeah, thanks for your statement, and yeah, take your pictures. So let's face him so that he can get the. So, ladies and gentlemen, man's here getting our pictures.
I got it. I didn't even notice in front.
Got it?
Got it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Oh, let me give you our card.
Oh, I mean, I honestly thought this was like a joke at first, but not.
No.
It gets people's attention.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely got mine.
Baby boys are born perfect.
Right.
Baby boys are born perfect too. All mammals are born with foreskin. Females have foreskin, and we get to keep ours. And American doctors have convinced parents that this is medicine and that it's what's best and what's right. And the reality is that our grandfathers and our great-grandfathers were all intact with no problems. Sex as nature intended it is not happening for the majority of Americans who have been circumcised with their partners. All the information is on that card.
I will check it out. Thank you.
Thank you for having an open mind.
Thank you. Dara, that's really wonderful just to have moments like that on the front lines, and it happens all the time. But he was confused and a little amused at first, but then he saw that this is dead serious educational outreach out here on the front
It
lines.
is deadly serious. Babies are dying. Babies' lungs collapse on the table. Babies hemorrhage in the days following their circumcision. Babies grow up to be men someday who try to have sex with their partners and can't because of what was taken off of their body.
And the parents who go on social media and say, my son is fine, my son is circumcised and fine, they don't know that.
Your son is not going to tell you how his penis works in the bedroom with his partner.
That's right. So that's basically just a defensive talking point, but they're just bluffing. Thank you, Dara Connolly. Thank you for joining Bloodstained Men on the front lines. Dara Connolly, ladies and gentlemen, here in Fall River, Massachusetts.
Baby boys are born perfect. Baby boys are not born broken. All mammals are born with foreskin, females included. Your clitoral hood. You got to keep it. What's wrong with American men? Nothing. Nothing is wrong with American men. Stop cutting baby penis. We shouldn't have to tell you this.
So true. We shouldn't have to tell America that it's wrong to cut part of a child's sex organ, ladies and gentlemen. That's the sad plight that American doctors have put our nation in. How dare American doctors do this to our sons? How dare American doctors pretend or insinuate or imply that circumcision is medicine? Circumcision is an ancient, barbaric sacrifice. The sacrifice of your son's penis, ladies and gentlemen.
This is going down in the dustbin of history.
And ladies and gentlemen, this is Bloodstained Men's CEO,
Thank you.
planner, co-director, David Atkinson. I'm not going to reverse the camera, but if you could turn toward the, while we're looking at the scene across the street. David Atkinson, you talked to the media out here earlier, and he stayed around, took a lot of pictures. We expect that there should be some interesting media report on today's protest here in Fall River.
Yeah, he got lots of pictures. He got a short video of me explaining what we're doing here. And yeah, that went really well. So
here we are, day 8, David Atkinson, 8.1. We've got 8.2 this afternoon. This is a doubleheader. We're going to be in New Bedford this afternoon.
yeah, so New Bedford is the other big city in the southern coast of Massachusetts. And so we're in Fall River today. We'll be in New Bedford later today. And then we're heading back to the Boston area tomorrow.
Where are we going to be in Boston tomorrow?
There's another hospital in the morning. I think it's called Tufts Medical Center. And then in the afternoon, we're doing Watertown, which is another suburb in the Boston metro area.
And of course, we invite all our friends in the Boston metropolitan area in Massachusetts, and even we're going to be in Rhode Island. Speaking of Rhode Island, day after tomorrow.
Yeah, so we're actually very close to Rhode Island right now. We could drive there in just a few minutes, and we'll be over there. Let's see, on Saturday. Yeah, because we're heading to central Massachusetts 2 days from now, and then we're going back to Boston again on Friday, and then Saturday we'll be in Rhode Island, Newport, and one other city in the Providence area. So we're traveling all around New England and spreading foreskin awareness, because nobody should be tampering with the genitals of healthy children.
And David Atkinson, our work is having an effect.
Yeah, we have been seeing lots of more excited people who support us than we used to see when I started doing this many years ago. It used to be that we would get a lot of negative responses, and the people who used to do that are no longer as confident in their heckles, and the people who used to be too timid to show their support are now very excited to cheer for us. So we're definitely having an effect that we have noticed.
And you are, while we're on tour here, you are working on the Southern tour coming up at the end of September.
Yeah, so we'll fly to Atlanta the end of September, and then we'll head east into South Carolina, and probably also then up into North Carolina and Tennessee, and then down through parts of Alabama, and then back to Atlanta, and that will be about 2 weeks also.
And David Atkinson, you asked me something the other day, and it sent a shock of, it sent a shock wave down my spine, because it had never occurred to me, but you were there in 2014, so about 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And you said to me, do you want to go to Tuscaloosa?
You know, I said we can go through Alabama, and there's a Saturday football game, and you immediately understood the implication of that. I didn't even have to say Tuscaloosa. So.
Oh, so you didn't even say Tuscaloosa. So, David Atkinson, can you confirm we will be going to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, where I was arrested? The only time I've been arrested for protesting. We will be going.
That's on the plan. If we can get it to work out such that there's not a danger of a similar outcome this time.
You mean being arrested again?
Yeah. Our goal is to figure out how to do that.
I will make that happen, David Atkinson.
Okay.
I want to return to Tuscaloosa.
Sounds good.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first, live on Facebook. Barring any unforeseen circumstances, which I don't foresee them, we are going to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, ladies and gentlemen, on what would that be, like the first Saturday in October?
I think it would be the second Saturday, because we're looking at the first Saturday. There's a football game in there's a university in Columbia, South Carolina.
Okay, so we're going to be heavy on the football games this fall. That's great.
I think so.
Bloodstained Men going to the football games, ladies and gentlemen, in the Southeast. Thank you, David Atkinson. I will look forward, and I will work on getting us, making sure that we don't get arrested when we return to Tuscaloosa.
Sounds good.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. We will be on the second Saturday in October, Bloodstained Men. We are going to return to Tuscaloosa, where I was arrested, thrown into jail for a few hours while David and others bailed me out. That was in 2014, ladies and gentlemen, the only time I've been arrested, and they arrested me for protesting without a permit. Only time we've been arrested, ladies and gentlemen, in 10 years of Bloodstained Men protests. Well, that's my report here, ladies and gentlemen, from the front lines in Fall River, Massachusetts. We are going to be wrapping it up here in 10 or 15 minutes. There's a honk of support, and we will be heading to New Bedford, where we will be on the front lines at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. So in about 2 hours and 10 minutes, we're going to take a break for lunch. I think we have about, a 20, 30-minute drive, David, to New Bedford. And ladies and gentlemen, join us in New Bedford, Massachusetts, if you can. I will see you on the front lines, ladies and gentlemen, around the United States. and on social media in the struggle for human rights in the United States. Don't let anyone preach to other nations about human rights when we are violating the human rights of our own sons, ladies and gentlemen. The most cruel human rights violation in the United States in the 21st century. Friends, don't let friends circumcise. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.